It's extraordinary to think of that terrible Mesopotamian mayhem. That terrifying story of creation is the same story that underlies that solitary, majestic creation of Jehovah in the book of Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. It's the same story as that Mesopotamian murder. And that's important in a way. It's important not because you say, oh, well, fancy that, you know, the book of Genesis is a rip-off of some Mesopotamian folk story. That's not the thing. It's important because through the Bible, that old Mesopotamian story has given the West. It's given the West a very particular model of the universe, of a certain sort of structure, of a single unit with stresses and strains in it, just like a family. Now, how these things work, how is it that the Mesopotamian story is buried in this first page of the book of Genesis? Well, you're not going to find some Mesopotamian god called Joe, who ends up being Jehovah, who goes off and does a similar thing in Mesopotamia. The concordance between the two stories is one of structure and number. Remember, there are 6 generations of Mesopotamian gods, just as Jehovah takes 6 days to make the universe. And in each day, Jehovah makes a part of the universe. He makes the sun, the stars, the silt, the animals, the plants, the birds. The Mesopotamian gods of each of those 6 generations are the gods of exactly the same things that Jehovah is making on each of his 6 days of creation. So underneath this text, if you like, there live the Mesopotamian gods. Look, just start on the first day. God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. The waters below ground and above ground, salt water and fresh water. The waters, incidentally, are the 2 rivers of Mesopotamia going into the Persian Gulf. Mesopotamia going on here, but that is the gods of the first generation. The great mother goddess was the god of the salt water. Her husband was the god of the fresh water. They're the first generation gods. That's what he's making on the first day. And you can go like that. Second generation, second day, third generation, third day, fourth generation. And God made 2 great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night. He's making the sun and the moon. What are the gods of the 4th generation of Mesopotamian gods? They're the gods of the heavens, of the sun, the moon and the stars. And he made the stars also, the book of Genesis tells us, on the 4th day. And that correspondence goes right down through the list until you come to the 6th day. Now, what happens on the 6th day? Marduk, of the 6th generation of gods, makes man so that the other gods can rest. The other gods are building Marduk a temple. It's become so splendiferous, they're going to build the guy a temple. So Marduk takes pity on them and all and says, right, I'll make you a man a slave so that you can all rest. What does Jehovah do? He makes man on the 6th day, and then Jehovah takes the rest. The difference is with the sort of man that's being made. Marduk makes man to be a slave. Jehovah, though, makes man in his own image. Man is given responsibility. It's as if the people who wrote Genesis are saying, yes, we understand your world, Mesopotamia. We absolutely believe in the way you priests have divided up the whole order of the universe. You're good scientists, but you're lousy moralists. We want a different role for men. That means, too, they wanted a different role for God. So the God of Genesis isn't a Mesopotamian God. Where did he come